Upon arrival, they did determine that the 33-year-old had died, and they do suspect that foul play was involved. Yet, Ben, the last 5 days have been devastating for the families of these 3 missing fishermen who were last seen Wednesday night. Later on in the week, as this storm does progress more north, to be aware of the potential for flooding in this area. Down here, so you can get your corn dog. There are funnel cakes. Thank you so much. There's a barbecue shack on that way. For what is said to have been a conflict between 2 brothers escalated to a shooting, and now one is dead and one is behind bars. And then yesterday afternoon about 5 p.m. they located the second body of John White. Whenever they found John White, they were able to kind of really concentrate this search in that area, saying that the school system's #1 priority was to keep students safe while providing them with a high-quality education. It says that Enterprise City Schools is actually in good financial shape and that they appreciate the students who do not live within the city limits. It is a miracle that this semi-truck driver made it out of this cab alive. As you can see behind me, there is not much left. Edwards is the former superintendent for Decatur City School System and is also going to be the first female to hold this role, resulting in her, more than 20 dogs, and an undetermined amount of cats and ducks being killed in the fire. I was actually shot in the head during one simulation, and I played a victim who had been shot in another. Police officers say with the school shootings becoming a growing threat, it's critical that all officers are prepared in case this happens here in the Wiregrass. I'm being shot! Help! Help!
We want to be able to make sure that each and every one of our officers are prepared for the most traumatic and worst situation you can actually ever see in your entire life.
This training is a part of the Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training Program, also known as ALERT, and is as authentic as possible.
You know that you've been shot, and it does give you a little bit of a bruise and a little bit possibly could break the skin a little bit.
Officers are also doing simulations in schools throughout the Dothan City School System in an effort to prepare for any type of situation that could arise.
Active shooter can happen at the movie theater, it can happen at Walmart, it can happen at 900 Commons Drive and Wiregrass Commons Mall. You just never know when an active shooter is going to happen, night or day. So we're training in the school system environment to better help us in the future if we have something, you know, we can hopefully be prepared for that situation.
Emergency responders battled winds and water, looking for the 3 men who disappeared Wednesday night. And in a News 18 exclusive tonight, Henry County Sheriff Will Maddox tells us an update on this search.
I just feel like they might have gone out and
they went out crappie fishing Wednesday evening late, and I guess they reported Thursday by their wives that they went missing.
The Henry County Sheriff's Office was notified of the missing men, and they began a search that has involved over 15 different emergency agencies.
Thursday evening, and we searched till 11, and it got so foggy on the lake until we called it off at 11. We started back this morning at 7:30. Right off the bat, about 8:30, we recovered one of the fishermen from the lake.
A prosthetic leg was also recovered that belonged to one of the victims.
Searched all day, sonar apparatus called a towfish. We haven't recovered the other 2 yet, or the boat.
Cadaver dogs have been brought up from Panama City to Eufaula in hopes of leading the search and rescue teams to where the men may be.
We're going to search the area with that cadaver dog to see if it'll pick up anything and pinpoint maybe the fisherman, and if they do, we'll search that general area where the dog alerts on.
A theory among many is that the men may have hit something that caused them to wreck.
This water's a lot deeper in areas, and there's so many stumps and hang-ups out there, and that's all it takes if they're going so fast.
The search will continue until these 3 men are found for the families that they left behind.
Until we find the boat and can gather some evidence, we won't know what happened. And we may not ever know what happened, but at least we'll have something to go on if we could find them.
It is said that Fisher found a gun in the home and did not believe it was loaded. He pulled the trigger, and Christian was shot in the abdomen. Christian was taken to the hospital and died shortly after midnight. Now many in the community are trying to cope with this tragedy.
Christian should be here with his mama and daddy and grandparents, but he's not, for somebody's careless mistake.
And what he is remembered most for is his love of the diamond.
He enjoyed baseball. He loved being around the guys, the coaches, just around the game.
And his car.
Always talking about his car. He had an El Camino, and I think we discussed that every day.
Investigators for the Dothan Police Department are calling Shipe's actions negligent, not accidental, and have charged him with manslaughter. His bond has been set at $30,000.
Anytime you point a weapon at somebody and pull the trigger, you don't accidentally do that. Okay, you might make a mistake thinking it was unloaded when it was actually loaded, but I wouldn't term it an accident. I'd term it reckless behavior.
Now, days after the shooting, those who knew him are coming together to remember the free spirit who was taken too soon.
Just in a short span of time here, the community come together for their family. Like I said, he's going to be truly missed around this entire area, Wiregrass area.